10. Da, 10.
Okay. Well, now that Kenny's done being creepy.
Whoa,
Da,
whoa,
ba,
whoa. When did we
10.
say he was done being creepy?
No, that's a fair point you're making.
Yeah, da, ba, 10.
Hey, Mike, can you, if we have the chat open,
That's fine. I'll translate.
can you let us know, like, timing, if we're going to try to do this in an hour?
He typically lets me know timing.
I know. But I'm saying, like, then we all know.
That's how
we
he
can wrap
dances
up.
so well.
That makes sense?
If he opens up chat in the window, it's going to make all of our videos smaller, what he is recording. So he's going to avoid
okay.
doing that.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So,
Hey, can we just have a safe word and he like types it into the ridiculous rants chat?
Wow.
Hey, come on!
The most boring safe
No.
word ever.
No, the
yes, we are shooting for 1 hour.
the safe word, the safety phrase should be Nikki loves amiibos. So if you type in Nikki loves amiibos, it means we need to wrap up.
Okay. That is the goal. We're not doing the debate today.
Unless you have a
No,
topic.
we're gonna wait to start doing. It's not off there. It's on there, so I remember to come up with topics while I'm gone. That's the reason it's there. Kenny, you're very dark.
Yeah. Turn that light back.
Tanning. My computer screen changed colors.
Change it back.
Change it back.
I mean, to be completely fair, this is how
Right.
I'm lighting myself. Is
Yeah,
two giant
I think
monitors.
that's fair.
And what are you eating? Is that pasta or rice? I kind of can't
It's a
tell.
burrito bowl from Chipotle.
So I'm off on every regard. Well, no, there's probably
No, there's
rice.
So
And black beans?
no, I don't like beans.
You son
Neither
of a
does
bitch.
your wife. Oh.
No, she does.
Well, okay. Joke dead. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's 31, Ben.
I like
Yeah,
the
I
fourth
know.
picture.
I need.
Oh, what's the fourth picture?
I need to close.
I can't see it.
I'll be right.
Ben, are you still streaming, or it's? Oh, are you still streaming?
Yes, I am streaming today. Hold on 1 second. And then we'll get started.
Ooh, ridiculous rant is playing Destiny, but we're not. Ooh, that's a break.
Which is great. Sorry.
I'm moving over to make it brighter.
Oh, that
What
wasn't
I'm-
me. The noise wasn't me?
No, it was me.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is, what we'll be able to do is switch out that for the top. The
What?
the lower right.
Yeah, Mike is doing something a little different with the actual show, so I'm not really working too hard on changing overlays and stuff like that. Because Mike is smarter than me when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I like it. I just got to the part where like Kenny moved around stuff, so all you can see is his beard.
Awesome.
Oh,
All
I
right.
guess you can see the mustache.
Jesus Christ. Are we almost ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to send out this tweet, and then we're going to get started. Tweet.
Ben, I'm assuming you haven't gotten any specific responses on the thingy
No.
on your tweet. from at Twitch?
No, not yet. Okay. Mike's gonna leave and come back.
I'm already coming back. It should only take a second.
Ben, what are you tweeting from?
What?
What are you tweeting from?
Be ridiculous.
Okay.
God, if I could spell. And I'm just going to also schedule a tweet. Oh, no, that's not the website. Twitch.tv/. Schedule tweet.
What is our hashtag? NKRadio?
Indeed it is. All right. You guys ready?
Sure.
I'm tweeting real quick.
Okay. Oh, I can move that PS1 closer to me now. Ooh. Ooh.
It's really hard for me to get used to how we spell ridiculous rants. Just gonna put that out there.
Sorry.
Maybe if we just
The
spell
Twitch
like
thing.
normal people. Just kidding. And retweet Ben. And good to go.
All right. Mike, you're still ready to go? Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's another nerdy night as my round table joins me, sitting on board the Normandy, about to take the final fight to the Reapers. I'll be your commander tonight, Ben, the ridiculous Riddick. Joining me is my pilot, as always, Sam Chen.
Yay, I fly things.
Hopefully well. And for a second week in a row is our Cerberus defector, Kenny Haynes.
If you're flying this plane, I'm getting off.
So, this week we got a pretty fun episode planned for you. We have great topics, but before we get into that, we're going to start the show with what we always start the show with, and that's our active quest lines. Kenny, let's go ahead and start with yours. What have you been doing?
I am trying to reach enough light so I can actually start raiding on Taken King.
Woo! Where are you at right now?
I'm around 260. 260. I've got about 20 more to go.
20 more to go. That shouldn't be too hard, though. We'll get you there. What are you doing after the show? We can do this all after the show.
I can't.
No, actually, you know what, Ben? We can't, because we are rating.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We are rating because we're all light level already. Oh,
I don't
two
care.
characters at light level for
Do
the raid.
whatever you want.
Sam, how about you?
Ha. So I have been waffling things. Lots of
Waffling.
things.
Every
we started-
day you're waffling.
Actually, you know what? Not every day, just on Wednesdays. So we had this like really boring weekly meeting in our office, and like people would show up, it would never happen. And so one of the guys like that I was talking with, he was like, "Oh, maybe we should do something to get people excited." So we decided we were gonna like buy waffle irons and just waffle things on Wednesday.
So what kind
So
of things are
far,
you waffling?
so far we've every week there is regular waffles. We've done two versions of hash brown waffles, one from shredded potatoes and one from tater tots, which is fun because you like stack all the tater tots and you're like smushing it down slowly until like it melts enough of them to do it. We've done Cheddar Bay biscuits, a la the Red Lobster like box that they sell in stores.
Oh my god.
We've done cinnamon rolls. We've done donuts.
Oh my god, waffle donuts?
Yeah,
Dude,
waffle donuts
how
are good.
delicious is that? I have to know.
Waffle donuts are really good.
Oh.
It's so bad, but so good. We waffled like a traditional Krispy Kreme. We did not waffle like a jelly donut. So that could be really interesting to see how that would turn out. Down the road, we've got like you can do like cookie dough. We haven't done that yet. We've done funfetti cake waffles. So like now in our office, instead of getting a cake for someone for their birthday, we do funfetti cake waffles, and they get to pick the like topping they want on it. So we'll go and buy like a can of like frosted topping or whipped topping, and they do that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun waffling things. We've got pumpkin spice waffles coming in the future.
Pumpkin spice.
Coconut waffles were a big hit. So this week, I think we're doing like guava flavored waffles. So that could be interesting. Down the road, there will be bacon. There already are bacon waffles,
Right.
but we're just gonna waffle bacon direct in the future.
Nice.
So lots of different things. If you've got a favorite waffle recipe, let me know.
So Kenny, I have
Or-
to ask you a question.
Yeah,
Sure.
If you could waffle anything, what would you waffle?
Oh, if I could waffle
I'm
anything.
throwing you down on the spot right now.
Hmm. Your foot. That's what.
Ow.
Not tasty. Not tasty.
That's mean. I don't like that.
I don't know. If I could waffle anything.
Is there something in particular, Sam, that you're really looking forward to waffling?
What I'm hoping for is to do more of the savory stuff. So like hash brown waffles are pretty popular. That's great. But I've seen some cool stuff online where people, and this is one of the things I like saying, falafel waffle.
Yeah, that is
Falafel
fun.
would be good. And then gyoza waffles. So like pot stickers in a waffle iron.
Ooh.
I think that's going to be a lot of fun. The reviews have been pretty good about it. They basically say like each one of these crevices is like perfect for like adding sauces and stuff like that. It's going to be great.
Could I waffle a mac and cheese grilled cheese sandwich?
Yes. Well, I mean, you
I
can
could waffle anything.
You could waffle grilled cheese. You can waffle mac and cheese. I can't imagine why you couldn't waffle both of them together.
Oh my god!
But like it's so random because everything you have to bake, you can put it in a waffle iron for like 4 minutes and it's done.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Chat, I got to hear what you would waffle, so let me know. Kenny, I do want to step back to your active quest just for a second.
Sure.
You're at light level 258, you said?
259.
259. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
How
Offend
dare
you.
you? How dare you?
What class are you playing?
The best class there is, so I don't think I really need to say it because everyone knows the Warlock class is the best class.
I thought you were going to say Hunter, because, you know. So, Warlock, you're playing as the new subclass, the Stormcaller, right?
Yes.
How do you like the Stormcaller?
You know, it's okay if shooting lightning from your hands is just okay. It's freaking awesome.
That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You're gonna need to check back on Destiny because there should be something at your postmaster. Hey, whose dogs are that? Whose dogs are
yours,
that?
Ben? Because
Whose
my
dogs?
dogs, no, they're my dogs.
It's my 4 non-existent dogs.
Yep.
They're all barking.
Non-existent dogs. Maybe I'm getting a package delivery. That's usually what sets them off.
There you go.
Woohoo! Presents.
Sorry, I just wanted to. I wanted everyone to know what you were doing with your warlock, um, and
Or
then
not doing,
yeah.
aka the raid.
Uh, this week,
He'll raid. He'll raid. He'll be
yeah, I'll
raid
raid
when
a
we're ready.
lot. I'll raid more than you, Sam. So
Probably.
much more.
I have a
So
job.
much.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Okay, that's it.
We're
Shots
done.
fired. Let's
Done.
move
We're
on.
done.
All right, you want to hear what I've been doing? I've been
Nope.
working on all Extra Life stuff. This last week, I was finally able to uh, catch up with Lexi, who was on the show a few weeks ago. She offered to donate us a bunch of stuff to give away during Extra Life, and I have to tell you the story because it was this last Wednesday. She texted me and she's like, "Okay, this is my address. You can come pick it up whenever." And I drive out there, and I get there, and of course, she's just as nice as she was on the show in person. And I walk in, and there's just like this whole section of wall that's just stuff that she gives away. I'm like, oh crap. And she's like, "Okay, so what do you want from this?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Well, yeah, this is like the giveaway stuff. I mean, obviously, we're gonna give you some of the Hunter Pence gnomes, which
Wait,
um,
what are those?
what?
What are Hunter Pence? Well, I mean, like,
It
what
is
are the gnomes?
It is a gnome. It's Hunter Pence as a gnome. What I'll do in a little bit.
Preview.
There's styrofoam in here, so I'll have to turn the mic off to open it. So I'll get to that in a little bit. But
Preview tweet later.
Hunter Pence is the one who actually gave these to us. So we have to give a huge shout out to him for letting us take a bunch of his gnomes and his games, because that's whose games we stole.
Please make that sound more dirty, Ben.
Yeah. So I have 5 Hunter Pence gnomes that we're going to be giving away during Extra Life.
He actually got 6 of them. We're only giving away
Yeah,
5.
exactly. So stay tuned to my Twitter at @BeRidiculous, and I'll tell you how you can win one of these guys. They're really cool, and like I said, I'll preview it in just a little bit when I
And
can
and
have.
as he said, he's giving away 4 of those.
And I'm only giving away 3 of them, so no, no. I am giving away all 5 to people who donate to the charity, because I want the charity to do well, and I want people who donate to be able to get some cool stuff. And thanks again for all of that. And then on top of that,
You know, everyone you give out like in person should come with a pineapple.
yeah, I would agree with that. If you come with a pineapple to Extra Life, I will give you an extra raffle ticket for
Boom.
one of the Hunter Pence gnomes. Just don't give me the pineapple, because I'm highly allergic.
Oh, I'll take the pineapple,
Okay.
but not
and
give it
then
to me.
I also was given 5 copies of MLB 15, the show. So I'm going to be giving away 5 copies of this. We'll probably start
4
giving.
wrapped copies. 1 copy, which will be like me and Ben playing during Extra Life. Since neither of us have played the game, it should be very interesting.
No, so I'll be giving away these as soon as we reach a certain milestone in the donations. Probably as soon as we reach $500 as a team, I'll start giving away some of the MLB the shows. All right, and then we also got some Mortal Kombat T-shirts that were given to me, and a couple of other stuff. But then the other thing that I got is a completely brand new, unopened collector's edition of the Order 1886 that I will
Which he's
also...
not giving away. He's just letting you know everyone that he got it.
No, I'm absolutely giving it away. I was kind of tempted to just open it to take a look, but I left it sealed so that whoever gets it can enjoy everything that comes with it. It's actually pretty cool. It comes with a statue. It comes with a steel bookcase and stickers and books and.
And a 5-hour movie you can watch just at home on your PS4.
It comes with the soundtrack. It comes with the DLC and all sorts of cool stuff. So these are all things that I'll be giving away. And again, if you're watching the show right now, definitely tweet at Hunter Pence and at Let's Get Lexi and tell them thank you so much for giving NK Radio stuff to give away during Extra Life. And of course, make sure that you donate to Extra Life. Every $5 you donate, I will give you one raffle ticket. And during the actual show and when we hit certain donation milestones, I'll start pulling raffle tickets for certain items. And you have a chance to win all of this cool stuff that I've been talking about. On top of the grand prize, this signed PSX, signed by everyone at Kinda Funny, Nick Scarpino, Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty, Tim Geddes, and then a couple of people at IGN. I've got Marty Sleeva's signature, Andrew Goldfarb's, and Alfredo Diaz's. So definitely, go donate. Again, you can do that by visiting www.nkrn.org/extralife. So that's kind of everything that I've been doing this week, is figuring out how to make the live event work, how to make the actual streaming event work, and all of that. It's been a lot of fun to plan it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some of you guys here for Extra Life. So,
Someone's gonna win that PSX and be like, "Can I have a gnome?"
So that is essentially our active quest lines. I think it's a good place to kind of wrap up and get into the first topic. Sam, let's start with your topic. What are you bringing us today?
I am bringing all things Apple today. The new iPhone 6S Plus.
I thought you were talking about...
This is not actually a 6S Plus,
like,
but this is exactly what it will look like.
Yeah, this is. It's true.
So about like a week and a half, close to 2 weeks ago now, the Apple keynote came out, and being the Apple fanboy that I am, seeing as how we have not gotten a chance to talk about it, and that the iPhone now comes out within 4 days of us talking about this live. Oh yeah, Hunter Pence gnome.
Hunter Pence gnome. Isn't that awesome?
Kind of want my
The
own
new Apple app.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that could be an Apple app. Gnomify yourself. That'd be pretty cool. So I guess a lot of stuff came out. I'd like to
copyright nerdy nights on that.
Hear how other people think about it, and kind of just maybe, I'm excited. I have 2 on pre-order. By that, because I couldn't decide what size I wanted.
So you're gonna give me one, essentially, is what you're saying.
By give, you mean let you buy? Yes. So the things I announced in no particular order were Watch OS 2, which is basically the new Apple Watch OS, along with different flavors and different shades of...
I still can't figure out why I would want an Apple Watch.
And it's not for you.
Yeah, okay. All right, end of story. There we go.
I can't figure out why people need to upgrade from phone to phone every once a year, but...
Because it's cool. No, it's actually interesting because... so I've been shopping around since I got this plan, because one of the big things Apple announced was the new Apple upgrade plan, which is basically...
that was really cool.
Yeah, so basically what they're doing is no interest financing on a phone plus Apple Care for 24 months. At the end of 12 months, you can upgrade and it just resets your clock. You're back on another 24-month cycle. So for the average person, when you really think about what you're doing, they're basically saying, buy one from us, we'll give you no interest financing, and at the end of 12 months, we'll guarantee to buy it back for a specific price, is pretty much what they're saying. Which, I did the math based on what Gazelle.com is offering right now, and if you're getting the bigger size, you actually net ahead about $50 to $60. But basically, it's their way of saying fuck you to all of the carriers. and saying, hey, you don't need to buy your phone from T-Mobile and get locked in a contract, even though T-Mobile doesn't have contracts, or AT&T or anything like that. And so, but the cool part is like now there's competition. So T-Mobile tried to get a lower plan. So I went over to T-Mobile and I was like, hey, how's all of this going to work? Are you guys going to like come up with something or,
Wait, you use T-Mobile?
no, I'm an AT&T customer.
Oh, I was about to say, I didn't know people still use T-Mobile. We've got like no coverage on the West Coast.
Yeah, honestly,
West
like
Coast.
my entire mindset is like if I switch to T-Mobile, I'll just suck up like bad coverage where I live for better coverage elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
and abroad.
The abroad thing is what's really cool about T-Mobile. But continue.
So T-Mobile's like, hey, like we have two different plans. If you want phones from us, you can buy this phone and it's going to cost you this much, or you can do our Jump Ahead program. I don't know if it's Jump Ahead, but basically they have a program to let you upgrade your phone 3 times every year. 3 times. You just be like, hey, I'm sick of this phone. Take it back. Give me another phone.
Do people do that?
Apparently there's enough demand that they created an entire plan for it.
So I could buy 3 phones a year without having to sign up for a new contract, essentially.
You don't buy them. So basically what happens is...
So it's like a leasing kind of thing?
Yeah, you get this phone and you're like, all right, the new Samsung 6 Edge came out. I want to use that. So you're like, you hand them back this phone. They give you the 6 Edge. And like, yeah, there's a price differential based on the cost of the phone.
Okay.
But to Kenny's point, yeah, apparently people don't just upgrade once every year. They feel the need to upgrade 3 times a year, which is just beyond. Like, I upgrade once a year, and I think it's a lot. They're upgrading.
So that plan for upgrading the phone every year, you're signing up for that.
Yeah, I mean, basically because of the reasons I've said. Like it's basically saying at the end of a year, I don't need to like go out and Craigslist my phone. Like the great part is, let's say the phone is worth that much the next year. I could go Craigslist it, use it to pay off the balance of the old phone, and just sign up for a new plan. Like it's just an interest-free loan. There's nothing else about it. So I think it's like really good for people who want the option to upgrade, but they don't have to take the option if they don't want to, and they'll never be locked into a carrier. And your phone is unlocked wherever you go, which anyone who's traveled internationally knows, like, it's just really handy.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If you're on T-Mobile, it's even better because you got data and stuff for free.
Right.
But, just having a phone with you abroad is kind of nice, especially if you get lost.
Well, it looks like a bunch of people in chat, Sam, are not like you. They're like me. They only upgrade once every 2 years because that's what TJG and Agent Hardwire do.
This is actually a really interesting thing because Lifehacker put up a post where they talked about like the differential cost between upgrading every year, every 2 years, every 3 years.
Okay.
And basically, and of course, this assumes that you sell your phone for prevailing market rates at the end of a year if you're upgrading every year or every 2 years.
Oh.
The differential between every year and every 2 years, if you do that, is like $30.
Oh, really?
We're basically paying $30 over the course of 2 years to stay completely current with your phone. Is that a lot? No. Like, is the hassle worth it? I mean, like, your mileage will vary on that depending on your options. But, there is this inconvenience component. So the best part is, like, Apple's making it convenient for people who would normally find it inconvenient. The other thing that's kind of cool about this, and this is like the business geek side of me talking, is essentially what they've done is they've like artificially lowered the gray market price for iPhones. So after 1 year, because people can just upgrade on their own and they don't need to sell and do all this stuff, like the theoretical price of second-party iPhones should drop because more people just buy it from Apple.
Right.
Which is actually like amazing because, I mean, I don't know of one company who has like a very active secondary market for their products that isn't like, man, I'd like to get some of that second party action. Like anywhere from like show tickets to like sports tickets to like magic cards, like anything collectible. That's how it works.
You know why they're doing it though, right? They're doing it because other people are starting to make phones that can compete with Apple. So they're trying to find a new edge
No,
on the
what's
why
happening is
people can
Apple
buy a
can't
phone.
innovate anymore. They're just catching up with what the
Well, I
other
mean,
phones are doing.
they
So
Granted,
they
they do it better than the other phones typically do it, but they are in a constant game of catch up. It seems with
but they're
Android.
not always doing it better. I mean, have you played it all with the the Note? Is it the new Note that's out? The Samsung.
Yeah, I've actually played with the Galaxy Note. Is that the one you're talking about?
I believe so. The one that
Five.
just came out. The
Five.
yeah,
Yeah.
the 5. That
I
is
really like that
absolutely
one.
incredible.
Yeah.
so
It is. Have you using that pen on that screen is awesome. The way that it interacts just like pretty much just like paper. You can write with your finger as well. I mean, it
it's
works
super
beautifully.
handy. I mean, like to be honest, I took a 1 year hiatus from Apple, and I used a Note 3 and an S5 during that time. And the Note 3 was really cool because I could be like, I'd meet Ben somewhat like out and about. And I'm like, hey, what's your number? Like, I don't have to open an app and put his number in. I can literally pull out the stylus, open a note, write the number, and then like later the number will just get interpreted. My handwriting will get interpreted and create a contact. Like, it's nifty. How often I used it?
I think. I mean, I if I had that, I mean, I have a iPhone 6, which I love. It's fine,
So,
but I mean, I also don't feel the need to go to
so
a
I'm curious.
plus right now.
I'm curious from the chat because someone's mentioning how he doesn't have the patience to change every year because he customizes too heavily, and changing every year would drive him up a wall. My question is, are you on Android? Because on Apple, it's not difficult. You just download and everything's back. But no,
That's
like
why I would argue I wouldn't want to upgrade every year. I mean, even if you're only paying $30 more, that's $30 to save, and nothing's really changing.
Well, so I find the S upgrades to be silly. Like I have, I love the 6, but I don't see enough of a difference between the 6 and the 6S to say, other than Force Touch, to say I
3D
can't
touch.
wait a year for this.
3D touch.
No,
So I'll tell you why I'm upgrading, and not just because I'm like a total fanboy nut who needs to upgrade every year.
because you're definitely not one of those, right?
Not one of those. I definitely have not owned every single new iPhone within 24 hours of launch, except for the 5S. That's not me. So one of the big points that they introduced with the 6S is they're putting a new camera on it. So this is the first step in megapixels
Yeah.
that Apple's
And
made.
that camera is
Yeah.
amazing. Like
And
I can't believe that that's on a phone. That
Yeah.
that the sensor on the phone is better than the sensor on my first DSLR.
Yeah. I mean, like, and so Ben and I are like camera people, right? And the thing is, Apple's thing was, I'm not going to introduce a higher megapixel camera unless I'm not going to lower quality. Because the 8 megapixel camera on the iPhone is still better than, like, the 13 megapixel camera on your
It's
S.
because megapixels don't necessarily matter.
No, and that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone was like, oh, 8 megapixels, that's stupid. And you're like, no, that has almost nothing to do with it. Like, there's still
Try taking a picture in a low lit room with your 13 megapixel camera.
Exactly.
The
So
noise on that is going to be insane.
yeah. So now we're at a 12 megapixel camera, which has cool performance. There's some stuff that limits chromatic aberration, which most people don't understand. So whatever.
The thing is, the iPhone figures out how to make it look like a real picture.
Yep. And 4K video.
Yeah, so the issue I see with 4K video is storage, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're gonna shoot a 5-minute video, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like, oh, I have no more space.
So the thing I really like is these like live photos, which I don't know like how well they're
That
going to
seems
work.
really cool. Like record
Yeah, I
your own GIF.
Yeah, so basically what's happening is and I want to see the file size for this, is every time you take a picture on your iPhone, if you have the live photo feature turned on, you're going to record like
I believe they said it was
seconds.
double, Sam, on the file size. Is that it's double the picture one?
So it's a couple seconds before, a couple seconds after it's going to record, which allows you to both play it back, but they also said you're going to get full res single frame shots of each picture. So it's not they're going to record video. They're going to give you 2 seconds of full picture quality for your image, whatever, right?
See,
and
the
the
iPhone 7 will do that too, and it'll probably do it better.
Yeah. And apparently, like, the way they're going to do it with the compression, which is why the 2x is so cool, because when you think about it, like, let's say it's 30 FPS for 2 seconds, that's 60 pictures. Like, that what they're doing is they're only going to measure the changes between the pixel stuff, assuming that things don't change very much.
So, according to Daily Mail, the picture size is double with the live photos.
Awesome. It's going to be sick.
Yeah. We're running short on time on this topic, Sam, and there's still a bunch of stuff in this, and I really want to talk about the iPad Pro.
The iPad Pro. So to the point that Ben made earlier about like innovation, that would probably be my prime candidate for like following, being a fast or slow follower.
So they were going to say that was going to be their
it's going to be a 12.9 inch like amazing display and multiple like 4 speakers all around it. They also introduced a new keyboard, and
that comes in what? What does the keyboard come in? One of the covers.
The covers.
Yeah. I lost your audio for a second, Sam. Anyway, why did I lose it?
I have a Surface. You guys can hear me? No?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I have a Surface, so I am actually considering getting an iPad Pro by selling one of my old iPads.
Why? The Surface actually runs a real operating system. Not that iOS isn't a real operating system, but like a computer yeah, it's a mobile system.
No. I agree with you. And that is the only reason I want it. Because I don't know how much you've done like photo workflow in Lightroom, but Lightroom about 1.5 to 2 years ago introduced the ability to sync to mobile, and they created an iOS app to let you basically do very high-level functionality in pictures.
So when I used the Lightroom app years ago, it was garbage. It ran really slow. It was clunky, and I hated every second of using it. So is it better now?
Are you saying on iPad, or are you saying on
iPad? I used it on an iPad. I had it on the iPad too.
Here's what I learned from my experience, because I had an iPad 3 Retina, the original Retina display before they went to Lightning ports, and I had been doing it on that.
Hater, by the way, I just want everyone to know I am running this show on a Mac Mini. I have chat on my MacBook Pro here, my iPhone sitting here, and just about everything I own is Apple based. I just wish that they were more innovators like they used to be.
Yeah. So basically, I upgraded last year to an iPad Air 2, and Lightroom became amazing to use. It is fast. It is snappy. I can only imagine it getting better on iPad Pro. And my big thing there is if I can get 10 hours, let's say even if I get 6 hours of editing on an iPad Pro, like I won't get that on a Surface. I can't. It just won't happen. And I'll have to plug in an external hard drive to the Surface or create the smart previews and do all this other stuff. So for me, the workflow's not worth it. But like I'm a very niche consumer. And even like the Surface Pen. The Surface Pen isn't a Wacom tablet. The iPad Pencil is closer. And if you've seen some of the ridiculous things people do on iPads drawing, I can only imagine it getting better on a Pro.
My sister is one of those people. She was on the show when we did the cosplay episode. The shit that she shows me that she does on her iPad Mini just blow my mind. I'm like, how on earth did you do that?
It's ridiculous.
Like, just with my finger. I'm like, what?
So It is definitely not for everyone. The price point is super prohibitive. Like, if you're looking for a mobile device that can type and do tablet features and do all this other stuff, get a fucking Surface. You'll get it. It'll be cheaper. You'll do more things with
Explicit
it.
tag right there.
See, I mean, my big issue with all this stuff and with Apple and pretty much any other company lately is I just want to see something fucking new. I don't have anything to say on the Apple keynote because nothing's new. I mean, you're adding little
Not
things
using
here
Apple.
and there.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, something new that isn't an app, like a hardware application for your phone. Like, I mean, I remember when iPods first came out. Like, that was so exciting to be able to use something like that, and everybody wanted one. I remember when the iPhone came out, and you can say that built off of it, but it didn't. It completely changed the landscape of cellular devices. You can even say that about the original MacBooks, and then when they finally got their computer, the OS down, it absolutely incredible. But I feel like ever since the late, I mean, talking about around 2006 to 8, they've just been riding this wave of, oh well, what can we kind of add to support these things? I'm waiting for a new front runner, a new player. I don't want to see new support devices. I want to see something new and innovative. And nobody has it right now.
Well, but
Nobody.
see, here's the thing. I think that's where, when you look at the landscape and you think about what Apple's really innovated in and the things that they've really driven forward, that like people don't pay attention to, Apple Pay.
No, I love Apple Pay. I use it. I use it all the time.
And like it forced Google to catch up. Samsung bought products to do it, but like it's going to change how people secure their payment processors, which is fucking amazing. Considering
that's absolutely incredible. But that is again just it's
not
such
innovative enough to change all the world's baking.
I mean,
it's
here's the
it's
thing.
not
I'm
a new
gonna
device.
wrap this up because we're going a little over on time. The Apple keynote was fun. There was some really cool tech that was announced. I mean, just the tech going into the 6S that allows for the Force Touch or the 3D touching, and the tech going into the camera, and the tech that goes into the iPad Pro itself. It's all very cool, and I'm glad to see that they are listening to the consumers as far as, I mean, people have been asking for an iPad Pro for a while. I'm glad that they're making it. So it's going to be awesome to see what comes after. I mean, everyone knows that the first iteration of anything that Apple makes, the buyers of those are unofficial beta testers. So I'm going to wait for the iPad Pro 2 before I really make any huge decisions. But I do want to move on to our next topic.
Just real quick, Ben, to address one thing in the chat. Someone talked about what our opinion on the iPad Mini 4 is.
No.
If the iPad Mini 4 had come out last year, I would have bought it. And it's just because the iPad Mini 4 is now the iPad 2 Air spec in a mini form, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have one and you want the power, get it.
All right.
That is all.
On that note, we're talking about a lot of technology already. I think it's only fitting that we take a step into the next world.
I'm looking for more wearables to put on at the same time.
Kenny.
Yes.
What is your topic for this evening?
Yeah. So, just to address Sam here talking about his wearables, with my topic, you will no longer need wearables because in one of the many forms of this topic, you might be the wearable. But so, I want to talk about the technological singularity. So I know when I first brought this up to Ben, he had no idea what I was talking about. I had to explain it.
I asked Kenny for a topic, and he was like, I want to talk about technological singularity. Like, okay.
We're going deep.
Would you explain what that means for me?
See, I know the word what technological means, and I know the
singularity
words.
black hole? Like...
I know what these things mean separately, but I don't know what you're talking about.
So explain to
So,
our listeners what it means.
okay. So, many smart scientists and computer scientists are kind of working on this new idea that we're all
I'm
working
really glad that the
towards.
dumb scientists are not working on this, by
Oh
the
well,
way.
no. Why would they? They're too dumb to see it as our future. Um,
Unlike me.
and kind of being led by Ray Kurzweil. You can look up. He's actually the head of engineering at Google, I think, right now. Um, on this theory of the technological singularity, which is pretty much one day. I'm going to give one definition of it. There could be many different things from it, which I'm going to ask you guys what you think is going to happen. But one day, technology is going to come to a point of ultimate omnipotence, pretty much. One day, someone's going to invent a computer that has human intelligence. Once it has human intelligence, it is going to be able to start repairing itself. And at what point, once technology can repair itself, does it no longer need humans to create other technologies? And once those technologies can create other technologies, what stops them from harvesting energy, finding technologies to harvest energy?
Hashtag
And
Matrix.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, with Moore's law, everything gets about 40% faster. Um, is it every year, pretty much? Um, this is going to happen one day, just by looking at Moore's law. So my first question to you guys, with this happening, everything coming to a head, that robots, artificial life, once it happens, whether they're going to need us, they're going to need humans. Are we all going to merge with a machine? Um, are they going to kill us off? I mean, it's very Matrix-like, very uh, futuristic. But what do you guys think?
So when I looked into this topic, I was thinking of quite a few things. I mean, I think one of the ways for us to get to this point is going to be fully realizing the human brain, um, and its full capabilities, not just what very, very little we know about the brain now. I think that is going to be the key to what brings this about. I think at some point in time we're going to learn about this switch in our brain where it can all of a sudden just learn everything, and they're going to somehow tie that to technology. Who knows how? But I think artificial intelligence is going to be born from what's organic intelligence. So I honestly think that our first kind of our first kind of oh Jesus Christ. See, this is where I kind of started losing it. Our
Only he had a
first
robot
entry
brain.
into this is going to be more of an organic, artificial hybrid that then builds itself into fully
Which is, I
So,
mean,
artificial.
to be fair, already kind of happening. Like
yes,
yeah.
which there's a scientist. He was actually a retired professor. I can't remember what university he used to work at, but his name's Werner Vinge, and he wrote an essay titled "The Coming Technological Singularity: How to Survive in the Post-Human Era," and he kind of lists four different ways that this can go. Uh, the first way, scientists could develop advancements in artificial intelligence, meaning that pretty much we're making separate, like iRobot uh, type style scenario happening where it's humans and technology, they're separate. they now have the ultimate way of building up their own intelligence. The second way is computer networks might somehow become self-aware. So just the internet itself, all of a sudden becoming self-aware and being able to compute that way, which really spells out an even, I think, creepier timeline. I can't remember what's the name of that movie? Where you can't do that, Dave.
How? Or Space Odyssey?
Space Odyssey?
Space Odyssey. Which
2001,
is
A Space Odyssey?
2001: A Space Odyssey. It kind of builds that more of that world up where there might not be a physical being, but computer networks could really influence your life and take over in that way. Third way, the computer.
It's already happening.
Yeah, it really is.
We just spent about 20 minutes talking about iPhones and iPads and watches and.
Well, I mean, and there's a point to this. The third way, computer and human interfaces become so advanced that humans essentially evolve into new species. So, at what point do you stop calling a human when they get bionic limbs and maybe one day when they create artificial hearts? When does that humanity leave that person? And the fourth way is the biological science advancements allow humans to physically engineer human intelligence. Which, in upon itself, I think would be the most difficult of the four. But all four of these things are already happening on small levels. It's already here.
The one,
go ahead.
One of those that you were talking about, it sounds very much like changing parts in a car. You know, if you change enough parts in the car, is it still the same car?
Yeah, I mean that's
that. And I feel like that would probably be the one that I could see, because I feel like we're getting close to that already. I mean, we're already talking about how Sam updates a part of him every year. So
yep.
That's true. So, but what makes it interesting, and
apparently people that do it 3 times a year.
Not everybody agrees on not even what could happen, but what should happen. Why some people think of, and I can't remember what they actually, the sect of belief is, because there is a term for this belief, that why are we fixing the human body? Why are we advancing the human body? We don't need this body anymore. It's outdated. It's like my iPhone 6. I don't need it anymore. There's a newer, better model out, and that newer, better model is a computer hard drive. There are certain people that want to build a mainframe and download the collective conscious of the world onto it and just live a new life on a computer and just shed our bodies all together.
I have some help. So I have this information here where I'm already looking at Kurzweil's timeline, which currently says that 2018, pretty much 1,013 bits, which is 10 terabytes of computer memory, roughly the equivalent memory space of a single human brain. Seems like a lot of memory space, Kitty, to download the entire collective consciousness of the world. Do we really need everyone? I mean, come on. Does Donald Trump really need to be in there?
Well, okay. So I mean, I wasn't going to go into this yet, but that's a good point, because there are actually, I forget who it was that said it, but they said that the technological singularity is not for the world; it is for the rich and elite. When you look at all these
people in chat are saying.
I'm not watching the chat. I can't see that. But that's pretty much what they're saying, is that if you look at who's investing in this, there are some very, very rich people. And another theory is that no matter what happens, if it happens for good and human race isn't wiped out by something that we create ourselves, we're going to turn into two different factions, pretty much, the haves and the have-nots. the haves being on the side of technology, living 700, 800, thousands of years, pretty much dying when they want because of the technology they have, and the people that just decide to live a prehistoric way of living,
I kind of
living a
disagree
more
with that.
natural.
And I'm just gonna put my like dystopian future idea out there. Is that like in one sense, I could see it just being, look, those the have-nots won't exist because we'll have killed them, or they like will not have progressed in life. Like
You say we'll have killed them. What? Who?
the
Why do you think you're part of the
bionic
have?
super wealthy. The, wait, why is what?
Why do you? What makes you think you're part of the haves? How do you think we're going to get to that point?
Oh no, that's fair, and I don't necessarily like. I don't. Let me put it another way. I don't think
This
I'm
show is
necessarily
going to make
part
us famous enough to be the haves, Kenny. Don't worry.
no. I just think whichever side you're on, like the main problem when you look at like dystopian futures is that like the have-nots always have like some menial task to do. Like part of the concept of this technological singularity is that like you won't need that. Like what will we need? Like unless it's like the Matrix where we need to grow people for energy. But like I don't even think that's the most going to be the most efficient way, right? Like maybe we figure out how this entire like nuclear reactor works and it doesn't explode ever. So that's where I think. Like I think that's like this missing point is that when we look at technology now, what's the real problem? It's replacing low skilled labor, right? And it's forcing people to use their brains. What is the singularity talking about? Like replacing people's brains essentially with artificial intelligence. So you're going to be able to replace all the low skilled work from a mechanical perspective. You're going to replace high skilled work from an intelligence perspective. What's left? So that's kind of where I don't think there's going to be a have not in a dystopian
I can
singularity.
tell you what's left, Sam.
I can. Okay.
Space.
No.
The final frontier.
Final frontier.
These are
So
the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
I'll give you my dystopian future and then like my non-dystopian future version of this. The dystopian future is that like perhaps this exact conversation and mindset is happening across the universe, right? So any planet that has like sentient life or whatever eventually will like race to get to this technological singularity point. And at that point, they'll just seek to conquer the world. Like everything. Right?
They'll be the Borg.
It'll be the Borg. And the question will just be, at what point can like one singularity beat another? So I don't know. I mean, like, and maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. On the other side, I think the thing that maybe, and I'm not saying that this doesn't exist to an extent now, but like entertainment. Perhaps entertainment will be the saving grace for everything, because that I do not see us developing an answer for anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Well, so now that you've given what you've thought, I have a question for both of you, and just not even really a question, but what if we're living in one right now?
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
What if
what if we're in the Matrix?
What if we are in the Matrix? I mean, what if we have already been? What if we've already been there? What if we are intelligent beings that are already in a supercomputer, creating new intelligent beings, trying to put ourselves once again into a supercomputer? Because if you look at the world,
Technological
you look at
singularityception.
That's right. But I mean, and whether or not we'd actually be able to get there, because we're already in a computer. But everything around us is math. The way that the ocean works, the way that waves crash into each other, all it is math. And math you can create with a computer. So we could be living in one right now, and we wouldn't know.
But
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, and even if we aren't, uh, by some people's predictions, we won't have too long to wait because people are predicting between 2030 and 2045 the actual technological singularity will happen.
Yeah,
Um,
that is everything that I read as well. Kenny, I just want you to know something. Can I just say that you are such a handsome redhead, and
There's a lot of
that
things going on in the chat, Kenny.
that you are so cute with blue eyes. I just want you to know that
I'm looking
okay,
at his face and I
from
can't
the
tell he has
bottom
blue
of my
eyes.
soul.
okay.
Kenny has a plant. He planted some.
Sweet baby Kenny. Um, we are already running into our hour, though. This is a really great topic, and I feel like this is one that we should revisit in the future, Kenny. Um, with maybe with Mike on the show, who's our producer, who might be able to actually have a great conversation with you about this. So I want to set
Sounds
that
good.
up. So stay tuned in the next few months for an extended version of this topic. But for now, I want to get into our final topic of the night, which is let's say we've reached the technological singularity, and you can choose a video game world to live in, where you are the star. Which video game world would you guys choose? That is the thing that I want to know, and this is one that I always have to think really hard about because my answer always goes very quickly to one game in particular. And it goes to that game every single time I ask this question. But then I think about it more and I think of other games. But the one that my brain always goes to the quickest is living in the world of Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Fuck yeah, I do. And I would just love leaving home at 10 years old and going out into the world, catching these monsters that are trying to kill me, and God, that'd be so much fun. So I'm curious, like, what games do you think are worlds that you would like to live in?
Am I a have or a have not?
Pick one.
No, it's interesting because you asked this question.
Sam.
No,
Go.
it's important. Okay. If I can't pick who I am in the world, it's a different question.
Okay. Well, no. So my question is, you get to be the main character of the story. Okay. So what game do you choose with that in mind?
I would be a geek and say Earthbound.
Earthbound.
I like the world of Earthbound. There's video games and arcades and a lot of fun and flying saucers and aliens.
And
No,
psychic
I mean,
powers
like
and stuff.
the thing is, like I play a lot of RPGs growing up, so like I feel like I lived in these worlds. To be honest, like that's kind of what an RPG does for a lot of stuff, and so to me, like it's basically about picking between different RPG worlds that I think are cool. I mean, I guess at like one point, if I'm just fighting things and trying to achieve some sort of like peace in the world, like I need something to do afterwards.
Yeah.
I could also see like Chrono Trigger. That could be fun. Like have a time machine, travel to different times. That'd be pretty cool. Chrono Trigger.
We have an answer in the chat already.
And I'd be the robot.
He would choose Playboy the Mansion game. There's no death there. You just walk around, take pictures of people, and dry hump. They have a library there and alcohol. I would be pretty content.
I will just tell you right now, I know people living that world.
No, so Sam, you bring up a good point. I mean, you have to do something after the world is saved, so to speak. I think that's why I would choose Pokemon, because you might.
There's
have to
so
save
many,
the
you'll
world.
never catch them all.
Exactly, and you'll always have a bunch of little pets that you
Until
keep
you
in
figure out
balls.
how to dupe the Master Ball.
Yeah, buddy. No, but I mean that it's a highly repeatable world. Who cares? Kenny, what game would you choose?
I'd probably say Assassin's Creed because you can't really die.
That was number 2. Number 2. That was my second choice.
You
So
could you get
essentially
to
just
see
want a world
all
of
these
your own.
awesome sites. I mean, because if we're just lumping in because if you just say Pokemon, you're lumping in everything. So if we're just lumping in all of the Assassin's Creeds, you get to go to a bunch of different really cool places.
In
While
your
still
mind,
living
like you're not actually
in your
going.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
While living in an awesome, technically advanced world, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want to be Desmond
No.
Oh no. No.
because he
So,
dies.
so here's my question, and I
Spoiler
want.
alert. Jeez.
Spoiler
I
alert
didn't
for
know that, God. Okay, no.
anyone
Here's
who's what six what or 30 Assassin's Creeds behind.
whatever. Play the recent ones. Have you finished? Have you finished Unity?
No.
No.
Oh, finished.
I think you're the only one.
So yeah, I literally just wanted to delete it off my PS4, and I wasn't going to do that until I finished it. So here's my question: let's say you couldn't pick which character you were in the world. Then what world would you want to live in? Unfortunately, I think Ben's answer still could be the same because
Yeah.
that is
I mean, it is.
character driven.
Yeah, I would still choose Pokemon. I mean, if I could be the main character in a game, I'd choose Mass Effect. Leading a team on a suicide mission to save the world and then essentially die at the end anyways. Why not?
Well, I mean,
know
if
that
it's a
one
suicide
either.
mission, then
Exactly.
you would automatically die at the end. So
That's what I'm saying.
No, there's no reason for the anyways.
A mission to commit suicide. Done.
Yeah. No, so that I would choose Pokemon for that. I mean, Kenny, what would your answer be if you couldn't be the main
Answer
character?
If I couldn't be the main character,
There was no guarantee you would be in.
If you were, sweet baby Kenny in this video game world, which video game would you be in?
oh man, that's difficult. Come back to me, Sam.
Okay. Sam, you asked the question, so I assume you have an answer to this.
No, I mean, to be honest, like I was thinking about it, and like I almost think I would cop out. Like I feel like I would cop out and answer something like
Pokemon?
GTA
Or GTA?
or Watch Dogs or anything that simulates what real world is right now. Because I know I can survive in this world. I mean, and I think that's the interesting point. Is like, if I weren't like the main character in this world, would I care?
I have to think that GTA is a little more dangerous than this world.
I would even Watch Dogs. Like you're just a passerby that does not have that you don't have
Sure,
access
like I could randomly
to arsenals
get
that the main characters do.
I just did one of those awful.
You're just driving some shitty beat up bug, and all of a sudden you get pulled out because someone just lost their $100,000 or $1 million car, and they need something to get away really quick. Yeah,
It's okay.
I mean, that's the fucking highlight.
That's the
there.
world you live in, Sam.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Or you just picked up some groceries and you're going home. You're a long day of work, and you get rear-ended by someone that doesn't know how to fucking drive, or just put their controller down to answer their phone real quick.
I think
Sounds like a
Sam
great
should live
fucking game.
in the Saints Row world where everyone's just jumping around and flying, and he's just a random
and
passerby.
hitting and
Fine,
hitting everybody
fine.
with giant dildos.
I would live in the world of Madden. No, just kidding.
See, actually, yeah, I would. You know what? That's my answer. I would take the world of NHL, any of the NHL EA games, because then you get just get to be someone watching hockey all the time.
I would take the world of MLB The Show 2015, which you can win by following the stream and watching Extra Life.
Unless you, only if you like watching 165 baseball games every year.
God, I love baseball.
No, it would be
though,
more than
Kenny. It's
every
so
year.
good.
It would just be every week.
It would be every day. Baseball, baseball, baseball. Who doesn't like going to a ball game? I mean, come on. This is awesome. Okay,
Not 165 of them.
No, I mean, like, I
8
probably
years.
would enjoy baseball more, but, like, had some bad experiences, don't care anymore.
Well, I like baseball.
Football's where it's at.
Real quick, I am going to mention the chat. Looks like Mike. I'm not going to say his full name. I'm just going to call him Micro. He has some input to this. If he could live in any video game world, he would want to live in the world of Jack and Daxter. If he was Jack and he had that furry little ball of love at his disposal, he would live in ecstasy. And then also mentions all video games are pretty crap places to live in, apart from Playboy.
There you go.
Good for them. And I think that's a good place to end the show tonight, guys. What do you think? I'm the host, so I really get the final say in this. So thank you so much for joining us, especially you guys in the chat. I really appreciate all the conversation you brought and all of the lulls you brought to my face. Remember, you can find us all over the internet. Kenny, where can they find you?
They can find me on PSN at @theginger_beard and on Twitter at Sweet Baby Kenny.
Sweet Baby Kenny. Sam, where can people find you?
Twitter, DJ Fluffkins. PSN, DJ Fluffkins. Every other account, DJFluffkins.com.
And of course, you can always find me on Twitter. I am at BRidiculous, BRIDDICKULOUS. Make sure to catch me every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time for Nightly Novels, our comic book club show. You can follow everything Nerdy Nights related at nerdy_nights on Twitter and on our website, www.nkrn.org. That's Nerdy Knights of the Round Network.org. Remember, Nerdy Nights Radio is live on Twitch every Monday evening at 7:30 Pacific time, and you can be a part of the show by participating in the chat. You can then find the show in split videos on YouTube at NKR Productions, and of course, you can find the whole show on iTunes. Thanks again, everyone. It has been an excellent night, and I officially dubbed thee a Nerdy Knight of the Round. Go out and defend the realm of the Nerdy Knights, and until next week, remember, it's dangerous to go alone.